It's a series of letters.
Yeah.
German tweaks like English pronunciation just enough, or really English tweaks German just enough that...
Or swaps pronunciations
Just
like I need.
shout the name angrily, and I think you'll get the
With power!
the feeling across.
And
Sturm und Drang.
I'm a Witcher whose profession is Witcher.
Good.
Got it. Witcher.
Please state your name, occupation.
Are you a lizard man?
First
lizard
name,
man?
last name, and occupation.
Are you
Witcher, and Witcher.
you playing a male or female Witcher?
Female.
Female Witcher. Okay.
Did you ever catch that show In Plain Sight? Where one of the protagonists, he was a U.S. Marshal, and his first name was Marshall.
Lance.
Agnes.
Agnes.
I.S.
It was not really a comedy. That was
Ended
just
up
something
being
they
yes.
did.
Okay.
Race Witcher.
And what's your profession?
Professional bear. Pronouns are raging and bear. Witcher.
We're just
see me
letting
after
that
class.
sink in.
Zach.
I'll be looking forward to that award after class.
Yavin Kane.
Spell that.
It's called
Yaevinn. I just went with one of the book names because I'm not creative at all. Kane is just
Cain.
Yep.
Elven
Craftsman.
craftsman.
We are 87 years old.
Well, I hope you are not looking forward to crafting anything because that was the part of the book I didn't read.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not.
Happens.
I just forge things.
And he, him, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your name, by the way?
Agnes. Follower.
And I have a
I think that's him.
wolf. It doesn't have any stats. I just have a wolf with me.
Sure. As you people do.
Apparently, one of my life events was I tamed a wolf.
Sure. Wow.
Like I said, I think that
What's
might be a
your
V.
character's name?
It might be an R.
Sapphira Aurelia.
Could you spell all that? Yes.
S-A-F-I-R-A.
Why I didn't say it?
S-A-F.
I-R-A.
I-R-A.
Because I don't know where I got it from.
And last name Aurelia.
I know where I got Agnes.
A-U-R-E-L-I-A.
Okay. Elven mage, right? She.
Yep.
Her. Got it.
Might have also been.
Rachel.
Margot.
M-A-R-G-O-T? Or
Yeah.
M-A-R-G-O?
No, T's fine.
Okay.
Human. Doctor.
She, her.
Yep. Okay, you know how to play man.
With gusto.
Same.
Okay, just an opinion.
Feel as if you were right all of the time.
It feels bad.
What's
That's
that
pretty
feel
nice.
like?
It already feels bad.
I can play a man, I just don't do it well.
Yeah, that's my thinking. I think I'd be terrible at it.
Okay. So. Last time, there were... On Dragon Ball Z. It's just monologues. Just monologues. People standing in vast deserts just monologuing at each other.
I mean, if you think about it,
Weird
the entire
armor.
seasons
They're
cover like
both
3
frozen
days.
off.
Yeah. So, last time Zach's character was not here, so we're rewinding back. You have all arrived in the town of Ashburg, which you know is a kind of a small Aedirnian town that the Nilfgaardian war machine has barreled through recently. It's a nice enough place, but as far as medieval fantasy villages go, which is really
Not saying much.
really generous on the nice.
Everything covered in a fine layer of shit.
But everyone's kind of on edge because Nilfgaard's just gone through. There's still, the streets still smell like warfare, like blood and rotting meat and that sort of thing. And as you were making your way into town, either on horse or on wolf, perhaps, or
Don't ride a wolf.
in a cart, perhaps a self-powered cart.
No, there's a donkey involved.
Roach
Okay.
is dead. Need
think
new
so.
roach. No money for a roach.
He uses the donkey's
A
fuel.
mule. There we go.
So You notice as you're coming in, the streets are slick with mud and the rain from the previous night. The place has this kind of overwhelming stench of war. The place looks it's overcast. It's bleak, and you can see a couple of buildings in the distance with sort of simple stonework and thatch roofs. One of which, based on the light playing out of the window and the sound of some light conversation and some movement, seems to be the tavern. Now, you know that you need lodgings somewhere, and your taverns are going to be your best bet for traveling people such as yourself.
They don't like us here.
Keep your hood up. You'll be fine. Spent plenty of time meandering these parts selling wares. This time will be no different.
Alright, I was supposed to buy you
Are
some
we all
arrows.
together, or is
It's
this
like
like,
5.
or is this like your
Five
you
whole
pair?
arrows.
Yeah.
Or is it
Every
like
time,
all
every
of
time
us?
I
you
would
shoot one,
imagine
hey,
we're
can I
all
have
at least
that
on the
back
same road,
when you're
yeah.
done with it?
Yeah.
You're worried about people.
I had assumed that based on like basic level player competence, which may be silly of me, that you were all like staggered on the road. You weren't all this fucking monolithic force of 6 people like let's march into town.
I can give you 5 more arrows if you'd like to even it out to 10 arrows.
As I need it.
That seems excessive, grandiose even.
I spent a lot of money on arrows.
How many arrows do you really need?
What man is ever going to need more than 5 arrows?
I
Let's be
have
honest.
a lot of arrows.
You will never need more than, what is it, 16 megabytes?
So you're making your way from what looks like the east side of town. Again, you see a series of what look like simple thatch roofed homes in the background. There's a larger building that again looks like a tavern based on the light and the sound playing from it.
600.
On the right-hand side, there is a kind of a squat stone building that is considerably more utilitarian-looking than the other buildings. And then just beyond that, on the right-hand side, as you're coming into town, you can see 2 pretty large manors. At least that's what it seems to be. Large in the sense of nothing compared to a manor you might find in Blood and Wine Country, or like, in Nilfgaard or around Oxenfurt or anything like that, but pretty sizable for a little country village. It seems like probably the lord or lady of the place lives in one of those 2 buildings.
Set sights for the tavern.
Yep. To the tavern we go.
Okay, so you all head in. The smell of blood starts to fade, thankfully, as you're walking into the tavern, only to be replaced by the odor of the drunk, unwashed common folk of Ashburn.
Yay!
Don't notice it at all.
You all sort of,
Don't you have enhanced senses as a witcher?
Yeah.
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 well,
But witchers don't exactly
intentionally
smell good.
not sensing it. Taking a rain check on
It's
it.
just blood.
That's
I
not
smelled,
blood.
I smelled it all before.
And now we're smelling it all again.
So there is thankfully in here, despite the kind of drunk, stale sort of quality in the air, you're also smelling what seems like fresh alcohol, small bits of probably pheasant, rabbit that have been smoked recently. People are enjoying. The mood as you come into the tavern is pretty low key, pretty quiet. Everyone, there's some small conversation going on, but it's not the raucous sort of enjoyment that especially you 2 witchers are used to in some other villages. It clearly marks the fact that these people are still sort of recovering psychologically from Nilfgaard sweeping through. As you take a seat, I assume you're all sitting together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grab some benches.
As you take a seat at a table and you gesture to the barkeep for some food and drink, you get a better look at the people sitting around. Despite they're nursing their ale, they're picking at pheasant. They look broken and scared. Clearly, they're still fighting this
You're a doctor, right?
spirit of
Yeah, that's-
Nilfgaard that still hangs over the village.
Because I'm trying to pick a ritual.
But there's something different there. The lot of you have seen what Nilfgaard's war machine does to people, physically and psychologically. But there's something different in this tavern. Not only do you see the fact that there's not a lot of young men in here, which is commonplace, especially in times of these sort of large-scale wars. Fighting age men are going to be notoriously missing. You see some national flags that have been torn off or discarded, and presumably in an effort to bolster local morale in Nilfgaardian pride. But you also see, again, in this tavern, no children. Normally, when you are coming into a village, really anywhere, whether in Nilfgaard or any of the various countries of the north, even Skellige, you would expect to see children running around, at least some.
Children in a tavern, though?
Well, out on the streets and in the taverns. The taverns used to be, at least in a medieval sense, they used to be like
Central
that
Greek
served
places.
food.
like family places, like, well, not family necessarily, but like places for everyone. It was a public
Like
house.
community center.
Yeah. And sure enough, there's not a single tot to be found because they hadn't invented them yet. Well, they will later. Yeah.
Get your own tots.
After a minute, the barkeep, who you notice is taking a little bit longer to bring over some mead and some bits of food, because he seems to be arguing quietly with some other woman in a kind of a dowdy kind of dress. Comes to your table, puts a platter of bread and cheese and a bottle of what looks like spirits of dwarven make. He sets that down, and he takes a quick look over his shoulder and leans in, giving the two of you, especially the Witchers in the party, kind of an eye, and he says, "Well, you look pretty tough. The meal's in the house, and if you want to make some coin, you meet me out back tonight as the sun falls. I swear the coin's good. I can't say any more right now." And you see him sort of smooth out his apron and kind of back away and attend to the rest of the tavern's goings.
I look directly at you and say, did he just proposition me?
Only person who offers witch's coin are for dangerous jobs. They don't want to interact with us more than they can.
There was no mention of a unicorn, so probably that's off the
Probably
table.
not.
Or is it on the table?
I mean, if there's not a unicorn.
Maybe the
Glad
unicorn's out
food's
back.
free.
It's in the stable.
We
It's
both
not
know
stuffed
that
this time.
Nothing's ever free.
You see, the bread and cheese is a pretty standard country village fare. It's not terrible, but it's not the finest stuff you've eaten either.
Yeah, but it doesn't have actively
Maggots.
growing mold or.
That makes the best kind of cheese. What are you talking about?
Not the kind that you can see.
Because I'm a human.
No, it's done some kind of invisible elven mold. It's just you haven't cut into the bread yet, so maybe it's maybe it's all on the inside.
It's been baked on the inside.
They inject the mold early on. It's like it's a special Aedirnian baking technique.
It's got more. Just stuff it in your wounds. Just
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
it might help a little bit.
Well, I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm going to enjoy this meal. And then, if the two witchers are interested, I think I will follow them.
Money sounds good.
Agreed.
I pour myself a glass of mead and grab some bread.
Just take it out back. Or
Everyone else?
are you
Are you
going to
propositioning the
eat?
bread?
No. I'm gonna say, are you going to eat it here, or we're going to get going?
You get it to go.
Oh, it's,
Yeah, to go.
You get a bag.
We have a nice table. the man is very clearly still tending bar, we may as well enjoy it here.
You very obviously said this evening.
So the presumption there is that we're gonna go like get rooms and then in the
One
middle of the
empathy.
night we need more second.
Well, I don't think this is a town with available rooms. We're probably just going to be sleeping on these benches here.
Well, maybe we can include a room in our payment.
Maybe split between the 6 of us.
A couple of rooms for our payment. I doubt they have a lot of visitors right now.
That's part of the problem.
All the children are gone. There's a lot of empty beds.
Those are small beds, but you can't fit it.
Just stack them together.
Speak for yourself. No, I'm gonna. I
No,
will,
no, I definitely couldn't fit in a
Like
stack
3
of
feet
children's
tall,
beds.
75 pounds.
Let's be
We'll
honest.
just lay a couple of them head to toe, and you'll just stretch across
Are,
the
are they
line.
like wide enough? I would probably break.
Maybe we'll go too wide.
Kind of losing the plot.
I will. Is there someone behind the bar right now?
What's that?
Is there someone like behind the bar?
Not at the current. Not at the moment. The barkeep is sort of milling about the place, attending to people's needs.
I'll approach the bar and just kind of wait.
Okay. After about a minute or two, the barkeep wanders over back to his sort of station and sees
Everybody's
you waiting.
names.
I can actually send that to people who need it.
And
I
he,
forgot to write them
he
down.
sees you, and
So,
he kind of he reacts slightly.
I decided
He's
my
a little.
character's so
He
bad
looks
at
at
social
least a
skills
little
that she
surprised
doesn't
to see you
bother
interacting
remembering
with him again.
names.
And he says, "Yes, Miss Kenobi."
That's the
Well, I
best
just
way to
noticed
send
you'd
it.
had. Looks like you've had some trouble here in town lately. Is that accurate?
He takes a look over to some.
And I'm talking very quietly. I don't want
He
to.
takes a look over to the right hand side of the tavern, and he sees. You follow his eyes, and you see that there's a small table nearby, and 4 kind of a rough, unshaven-looking men are sitting in what looks like reinforced leather armor. He looks at this. Oh, no, I don't know what you're talking about, miss.
Well, I was just wondering if. See, I'm a doctor by trade, and I was wondering if there was some place nearby that might use my services.
Well, miss,
I just like to check in, wherever I travel. to see if anything-
I don't expect you'll find much work here.
Sure.
I'm afraid on account of your
My what?
your
My boobs?
Your sex. People around here, they don't trust women doctors. Me personally, I don't see any problem with it. But more work for you is probably finding bigger places, Oxenford or something like that. People are pretty simple, yeah. But we're glad to. Still, glad to have you. And if you let me know if you any of your companions need any lodging. We've got a couple of we've got a room or 2.
Actually, yeah, we would like some lodging. How much would that be?
It's really unfortunately, but the black one's moving in recently, and
The what?
you know that those are it's a colloquialism for the Nilfgaardians.
Okay, I was supposed to go. Excuse me.
Yeah.
You know, all the black people.
God, I was like, what are you doing? Yeah.
Regular racism in with our
Great.
fantasy racism.
That's fun. Fantastic.
We've got a few rooms open because some of our previous clients are they've withdrawn. We've got 3 rooms. They can fit about 2 people comfortably. Be 4 crowns a night
Okay.
per room, of course.
I'll just take out 12 crowns and pay him.
Perfect. Thank you, miss. Well, you'll head up the landing there, and it'll be the rooms on the right hand side of the hall. If you're welcome to go ahead and set up the place however you like.
Thank you.
Oh, excuse me. I'll go to big guy.
Mm.
He sort of shuffles off.
Can you come back and tell us about that table?
Yes, I will. Come back over and, bought us rooms for one night. 2 to
Thank
a
you
room.
very
There's 3 of them. And I'll kind of just like side-eye the table and look back at us. He didn't really want to say much more.
You can see that one of the kind of rough, unshaven figures in the leather armor picking his teeth and also kind of looking at you with vaguely giving you and your entire table the evil eye.
Cool. I wave at him.
No, I return it. Just like, and then I like swap eyes.
Okay.
Silly people.
He gives you a kind of furrowed brow. You see him spit onto the floor of the tavern and turn back to what he was doing.
Are you planning on fighting everybody we meet?
I think we are going to have to deal with those 4.
Well, let's hope it doesn't happen tonight.
I'm actually a lot more intelligent if I look.
I hope it doesn't happen. And then immediately the music kicks in.
Intelligence is my second best skill.
I'd say it's my 3rd best, but that's also a tie with 10.
I'm just looking at the values table, and one of the feelings on people is everyone deserves to die.
A little intense.
All right.
Valued person, no one. Value friendship. Those are in line with each other. That's one of the combinations you can roll.
Well, I was planning on going to see if they needed any help with the doctoring side of things, but apparently they don't like women doctors here. Our boobs keep us from doing medicine properly.
Probably best to just keep our heads down and meet this man behind the building tonight.
Sounds like
What a delightful thing to do.
that sounds like the
I want
opposite.
to meet this unbathed man behind the building.
Ugh,
Right at sundown.
Well,
that sounds awful. Okay, well, I'll just finish my cheese and bread and head up to one of the rooms and to wait, probably.
Okay, you open the place up. It's a pretty rough looking piece of lodging. There's a small what looks like a poorly made footlocker.
Oh, good.
Some rough pieces of timber and a metal band around the side, and there is a what's probably like 3 inches of like straw sort of packed together to form a rough place to sleep. And there is a single candle, currently unlit, in a sort of a metal catch
We use
on the
Summon
floor
X, so
nearby.
we can use our spell casting.
So someone's
instead of
sleeping on the floor
persuasion.
and someone's sleeping on straw. Well, that's why I came up first, so I could claim some of the straw.
I wonder if that includes the
I'm
intelligence.
gonna go find some people to play Gwent with.
As the
Okay.
skill.
Well,
Right, so
spellcasting
you
is will.
make your way over and you find
It's still a lot better than
some people
Yeah,
who
it's
are
still a lot
dealing
better
their
than
cards
one.
out as you're approaching. They kind of take a look at you.
Hood up.
Okay,
Yeah.
they take a look at you and what can I do for you, stranger?
Do you mind if I play against you?
Oh, we're always looking for new players. We don't get them a lot around here. Yeah, have a seat.
All right.
What are we playing?
Gwent?
Oh. I mean,
You're
Gwent's
not
fine.
educated in the ways of Gwent?
I just do blackjack. That's my only thing. That and badminton.
Curling.
So you're gonna play Gwent, huh?
Yeah.
So tell you what.
Would this be
I don't actually think there's a system for Gwent.
just
You'd
like
think
a
there
straight
would be.
gamble roll?
Yeah, give me a gambling.
I feel like that's a massive oversight.
I'm sure there is, and I just haven't. I've just overlooked it
Why is gambling under empathy, man? Why is it not intelligence, man?
because you have to read
Feels
people.
bad, man.
So that's going to be
You could just read the board.
1d10, right?
For
plus
Gwent, it's a lot of reading the board.
plus your empathy stat,
Okay.
plus your gambling skill number, and that'll give you a total number. And I will
Okay.
tell you what happens.
So 7 from empathy, 6 from gambling.
Could we
so
use tactics
15,
instead?
And 3, so 16 total.
16
I
to
want to use tactics.
That
pick
covers
another
the-
system to play.
Rolling on the values
18.
table.
That's
First
still
thing
pretty
I
bad.
rolled for feelings and people. We'll see. Everyone deserves to die one.
Oh, good.
I'm gonna roll something else. It's like the same one.
Well, you may have
It
the
really
tactics
wants me
for
to
it.
feel like
you still
everyone
then have
deserves
to
to
be able
die.
to read what your opponent is feeling after you play.
But that's still tactics. Is
you
seeing
need the
where the
empathy
battle's
to
going.
notice it.
No, that's it wouldn't be reading his face. That's knowing the game. Tactics. Like what strategy is going to be next? Where are they going to attack me next? That's pure tactics.
God overruled
For
you.
Gwent?
Yeah. Card rules. It's Sun Tzu all the way.
No.
What did you get? I'm sorry, what was your total?
16 total.
Because it's not gambling.
Yeah,
There's some gambling there.
you pretty handily beat the other three sort of peasants at the table. They're a little, they're more than a little surprised and slack-jawed at the thing. Whoa, whips another round, stranger. Double or nothing.
Sure. I have no money, but I do have the gear in my cart I'm willing to put up. I'm a
The whole
merchant,
cart.
you see.
Oh yeah, what you sell?
A little bit of everything. I recently picked up a supply of basic armaments. You know how weapons go nowadays.
You see them all get just slightly tense, and you see the one who's been speaking to you kind of lean over. You know, so the black ones, do you?
Oh, no, of course not.
As you like.
50-50.
Good on you.
I sell to anyone who buys my stock.
And he leans in kind of conspiratorially, and he says,
I will meet him halfway.
he says we're not fond of the black ones around here, nor is anyone up here. Unfortunately, they run the place, man.
I'm guessing they've got like a shield up or crest of some sort.
Yeah,
I'll just kind of like mention over to. See, they took your old colors down.
they damn well did. And I can tell you, not a single soul in this village is happy about it. But keep that under your hood.
Are these the 4 ruffians?
No, these
No.
are just
Okay.
people he's playing Gwent with.
I thought the
4 ruffians, 3
probably
gamblers.
Nilf Guardians.
No, that'd be a full.
Nilf Guardians, yes, not Nilf Guardians.
I said Nilf Guardians.
Okay, I want to be extra clear.
I thought I heard
Every
Milk
time
Guardians.
it says,
I totally said Nilf.
I know, I just want to make sure every time it's Nilf Guardians, because that's a bad precedent. We don't want to set.
If it was Nilf Guardians, I bet they'd be happy to have my doctrines go. Excuse me.
Hey.
I'm done now.
I don't get paid to do this. I do this voluntarily. And still I have to deal with this.
You married me.
So they offer to do another round, kind of double up, and
Yeah,
I haven't eaten
I'll
any
jump
of
in
the
on the way
popcorn.
here.
There's no point
Okay.
in licking my hand.
let's do another Gwent roll.
Oh boy. When's it gonna come and cut me? Ooh, nice. That's a grand total of 23.
Woof. Yeah, I can tell you they
10 on the dice.
They rolled a 12.
Nice.
So you hand them what remains of their asses, and they again they're not so much surprised this time as they are
Names.
sort of
Check messenger.
they're sort of like bluntly
They should be self-reflecting on how good they are. At Gwent.
they're having difficulty understanding the mechanics of how you won. Like you're playing at a level of Gwent that they are not capable of. And you see the gentleman who has been talking to you this whole time.
haven't received
The others have been
messages.
just sort of like
Telegram?
nursing their drinks
Telegram. Oh.
and grunting.
Their player
Um,
pool is pretty poor.
That's yeah.
You
That's
see
all
the
of
you
skill.
see the gentleman who welcomed you into the game. He's like,
Those cards,
Well,
I've never seen those
you've,
cards before.
"You're a right good Gwent player, you are."
Well, the game was wonderful, and whatever they've anteed up, I'll only take half of it and leave the rest on the table.
Well, sir, very kind of you, sir. We don't have much after the business.
Of course. I'm
Well-
not one to kick a man while he's down.
Important question:
Appreciate
what
that,
kind of
sir.
deck do you play?
Probably ironically like the
No
Elven
card.
deck. No, the Elven deck.
So what is the standard Nilf
Scoia'tael.
Guardian
There
currency?
we go.
for
I know most places are crowns, but it gave this huge conversion thing for crowns to everything else. So,
Yeah.
we're not paying attention to that because it's tedious. Everything's in crowns.
okay.
Although flavor-wise, if you want to say, "Oh, I have these are Nilfgaardian things," or "These are Redanian things," or whatever, that's fine.
I'm more wondering in regards to forging some currency for these gentlemen.
That would be crafting, and I didn't read that part of the book, so I'm afraid you can't do that.
Nice.
There's a forgery table, kind of what the things are, but I don't really know how the rules work.
Nilfgaard uses florins.
Well, I just
Oh,
I was going to
okay.
forge crowns. But,
We'll see if that changes.
I'll find the forgery table
Please
before
do.
I ask further
Yes.
questions.
Go digging.
Okay, so what about the rest of you? We have a. So
I'll
we're
probably
just
just
spending
be
some time and
Just waiting outside.
Just waiting until the evening.
just outside, just standing
If,
outside.
if there's like a tree stump, I'm like where we're supposed to be, I'd be.
Oh, you're crouching and meditating.
just like sitting there.
Sure, yeah,
I'm just eating, drinking.
sure. That makes sense. There's not much else to do in war-torn Adern, really. Okay, so if there's no further business
earn any
going
crowns?
on, yeah, you did. Yeah, you earned 5 crowns.
I'll take it. 5 more crowns than I had.
That's
before.
one whole arrow, right?
That's one blunted arrow.
Oh,
Arrows are 10, or it's 10 crowns for.
One. Oh no, it's 10 for 10.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, it's 5.
I can give you 10 crowns.
I just got 5. I can get those arrows. Don't worry about it. First thing in the
So
morning.
working this way up.
Yep.
I
can buy your own
arrows, and he
stuff.
said no.
I'm
I
a
just
self-made elf.
you have like 300 arrows, but you're like, I can't use them. That's merchandise.
That's merchandise. You don't touch the merchandise.
Now you sound like a cocaine dealer.
So the day passes on. It's relatively uneventful outside. Agnes, you're outside by the nearest, most hospitable-looking tree stump, of which there are several. And you notice that occasionally you'll see a small group of lightly armored individuals, not the same people from the tavern, doing a kind of a loose patrol through the village. You can see the more common clothed people sort of taking a wide berth, trying to avoid them and not to catch their eye. It's clear that you can see on their wear that they're clearly Nilfgaardian. Yeah, they're probably most likely they are scouts that the Nilfgaardians have ordered to fall back and kind of stay in the region and try to limit riots or resistance or anything like that. Just trying to dissenters, just trying to keep a Nilfgaardian presence in the area. Otherwise, the day continues to be overcast, and then, sure enough, the sun falls, and it gets slightly darker than it was. It's about, well, I guess I don't really do hours very well here in medieval fantasy, so it's probably like 9. You see a gentleman, Agnes, coming out from the side door from the tavern, and just sort of he takes a kind of a leans back against one of the wooden walls, looking about, still kind of furtively.
Time to make our way over.
I stealthily approach. Oh, wonderful. That's great. Let's see. 24?
24. Okay. Yeah. So the barkeep isn't even aware of your approach. Are the rest of you just coming right up towards him? Or?
Yep.
I would be, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and sneak.
It's an 11 for deceit.
Of what are you
Just
doing?
sauntering
Hey.
over like I'm not like.
I feel like there's a heavy negative because you're a witcher.
It's like, yeah, I'm not going over there for any purpose.
Sure, yeah, I'm just a witcher walking around doing witcher things.
Don't worry.
So a lot of you who are not attempting to be stealthy, you approach the barkeep. He sees you. He sees some of you approach, and he kind of does a very small, furtive gesture to get you to come around the back side of the tavern.
Head round.
He turns the corner and spots sort of Schwerp right in front of him. Christ almighty! Were you here the whole time?
Yes.
There's no need for all that, come on.
See, I think you were from the School of Cat, but wolf.
You see him approach a small blind of trees behind the Wolf's Head Tavern, and you see another 5 peasant men exit the tree line. They're not armed. They appear to be just they're simply dressed and in the manner of what looks like a tanner, a farmer, and so on. They look like locals, and they all converge on this area, and you can see that the barkeep kind of rubs his hands and does a quick, quiet conversation with one of the men who's exited the tree blind. Both of them kind of gesturing in that direction. And he then turns to the lot of you, the barkeep, and says, all right, thank you for coming.
Of course.
Our little town here is in a real damn bad spot. If it weren't, I wouldn't be begging help with travellers. Every night, more and more of our young'uns go missing. And no one's doing anything about it. Something's stalking our streets. The Lord has doubled the guard, but they say they ain't seen anything. And anyone who tries to fight it gets crushed.
Crushed.
I don't mean in the fancy written way, Matt. I mean
Literally.
crushed.
Huh.
No, we're peasants, drapers, and such. We can't offer much except a little bit of coin, and I know a hidden passage into the Mohockans mountains. Everyone knows you can't just head west. You'll be spied by black scouts, and that's the end of you. But with this, you can make your way out, circumvent the scouts, and be on your way. Safe as easy.
So we simply need to find what is taking the children, put an end to it, and come back with proof.
That's what I was hoping for, sir. I see that the two of your companions here are of the monster slaying variety, so I thought perhaps you would be kind enough to take our coin and figure this whole lot out.
Are there any children left?
A handful.
Where?
They are in their homes about town. They're being watched pretty damn closely by their parents.
From what you said, that doesn't seem to matter.
I hate to be indelicate, but have you found any of the bodies of the children who've been taken?
No, none of the children. Just found people who have all been
With their parents?
crushed, beaten. Parents, family members.
Show us where they've been crushed, and we might be able to find
I
them.
can't.
You don't just point us where, and we'll be able to smell the remains.
But you know, and he sort of gestures with his thumb in the direction of one of the sort of simple thatch roofed buildings nearby the tavern. You go in there. The bodies are still in there. Haven't been cleaned up yet, and the Nilfgaardians are taking their sweet time. Taking care of the place.
There's none of the children have showed up, and whatever's taking them possibly needs them for something. Isn't just killing them willy-nilly, and whoever goes after them to try to rescue them ends up dead for interfering.
Do you have any idea where the thing could be?
We don't know. It comes in during the night and makes a ruckus, kills so many people here, and then the children are gone in the morning. We've never been able to track it. We're not. There's not a lot of hunting around this village. We're all farmers and bakers and whatnot. We're not used to that kind of thing.
Alright, can I make a Witcher training roll to try to figure out what would capture children?
Sure.
Wait, what's that linked to?
So Witcher
I
training.
think intelligence. Because it replaces
It should replace monster lore. Yes, so it's intelligence.
There you go.
The unfortunate answer is probably a lot of things.
Yes.
So maybe there isn't actually like a place for me to write down
23?
23.
Magic attack.
Okay. Well, you know that it is common for
So it's not a hex or
most
ritual or spell?
of the monsters
Just
that
a
you deal
general
with in your
magic attack
trade
stat.
don't have a particular interest in children exactly. They're either violent because of their bestial nature, or if they're intelligent and violent, they're just after
It's a good
people that they can
professional
prey on.
abilities.
Right. However, you do know that grave hags in particular like to lure children away during the night. Otherwise, it doesn't seem like. Again, you don't remember any particular monster that is at least primarily deals with children, or makes it a point to try to target children.
Children and crushes people.
Yeah. So, well, in terms of crushing people, now that sounds like the work of a pretty big beast, right? It could be any number of things. You have to look at the body before you can
Sometimes
determine
it
exactly.
entice something big. But
Yeah.
But in terms of luring
Hag with
children
cat.
away or taking children, grave hags and just witches in general, that's the lore. That's what the lore
MO.
says.
I would comment to the gentleman, no worries. When the black ones make a fuss, we don't know you, you don't know us.
Some of your traits
some
speaking
some
in
of them might
rhymes.
know me.
So
it just happens.
put some mind at ease.
I don't think much puts your mind at ease right now.
No, sir.
Well, I think it's time to leave these folks alone and get to work. Okay?
I'm not seeing anything about
We'll
where
head
you
to the
actually
house.
get
Yeah.
focuses
Let's
from.
see the bodies. Maybe
certainly
no
like
more.
You see,
In the career,
the barkeep
that
kind
had,
of grabs your arm before you turn away.
trees.
Stop
That's
and
the
look
only
back.
thing that
Listen.
I found.
Well, magical focus is specifically like the objects that you use to focus.
Yes.
This passage I told you about through the mountains. Don't try to navigate the countryside without using it. Don't try to head west. I've heard tale.
Death claws.
Just last week, the Henny found 2 corpses out south of here, nearby. It's the work of Crucible. They poured molten lead down their throats and left them. So for your own good, keep an eye out for the black ones.
Of course.
I reach out for just to kind of shake his hand.
He
When he
offers a
takes
rough
my
hand.
hand, I hand him 5 crowns. Thanks for the advice. And I head over to the building that he mentioned.
Okay. And you see a lot of them kind
That's
of nervously shuffle about and disperse.
to the house.
Yep.
Yep, to
The house.
the body house. Terrible name. I'm giving it.
Okay. So this house, you notice that while still close to the tavern is this is not an expansive town, and so this house would be labeled as being on sort of the outskirts. Right? It's a little distance away,
Mhm.
but it's on the side of the town that the tavern inhabits, and it's within walking distance. As you approach, you see that this house. It looks pretty much identical to the other houses. They all have a basic kind of architectural similarity to them. This one, however, has the door of it has been broken open. Not only that, but as you approach, you can see that the frame itself has been cracked and forced outward, like something pretty large had to force its way inside.
Yikes.
Not surprising.
What about this is not surprising? There's supposed to be corpses in there. Isn't it a surprise that there might not be corpses in there?
This thing rivals me in size, though.
As you're approaching the building, you see a thin, reedy-looking elf, unhooded, not making any attempt to hide his racial features, in what looks like not fine clothing per se, but certainly of a better cut than peasantry. Is making his way towards the building and actually about to grab the frame and go inside.
I'll pop the hood down and give a hello there.
You see him turn around. You can see that he's wearing sort of those large kind of spectacles. He removes them, puts them back on. You there, you're an elf.
Indeed.
Good for you. What are you doing here?
I was about to ask you the same. We have business in that house.
Do you now?
Yes. And I'll step aside so he can see two witchers behind me, or maybe one, knowing your
No,
sneaky
you can
ways.
probably see me behind you.
Yes, what's that outline behind you? Looks like a bear.
As I'm probably like a head and a half, like...
I see. Mutants, are you?
Well, those two.
You must be here on.
Official business.
Must be here with Brigham's business, eh?
Exactly.
Good. I am Aaron. I'm the. I hold the lofty title of the town's mortician.
Have you had a chance to examine the bodies, or is this your first time
The
coming by?
North Guardians have just given me an opportunity to examine the bodies now that they are done with their business. And so I took it upon myself to do so at this hour as not to be disturbed. It looks as if I was mistaken. But you're more than welcome to come in. But I must ask you to allow me to attend to the bodies first.
I'm sure our Dr. Margot will have a...
I'll step forward.
I don't know how comfortable I am working with a human.
Trust me, she's not that bad.
Just glad you said human, not female.
You humans, it's hard to all you look the same to me.
Okay. Well, human or not, I'd be willing,
in
be more than happy
character
to assist
laughing.
you. If you desire.
Well, come in. And he sort of gestures to a lot of you in. And as you're making your way inside, you see that the interior of the house is a complete mess. There is furniture scattered and broken all over the floor. There are cracked bits of pottery, torn straw from beds that have been sort of basically cut up into several pieces by some kind of violent action. Shelves that are off onto one nail, and they're all manner of. The place looks like a tornado's gone through. You can see that under what looked like some kind of primitive tarpaulin, basically, are 5 human-shaped bodies on the floor. It looks like the Nilfgaardians have managed to make a kind of a rough space on the floor to accommodate these bodies, and the rest of it is just they've made no attempt to clean the rest of the house or to affect it in any way. So you have to kind of step over bits and pieces of chair leg and so on to get there. Aaron gestures you forward and puts his spectacles back on, and he gestures at them and says, "Now, from what I understand, this is not the... what is the word? It's been so long since I've been at university. This is not the incident point for some of these humans.
This is not where they were killed.
2 of them were, the ones on the far left there, if I'm not mistaken. These 3, however, have been, if my understanding is correct, the Nilfgaardians have moved them from other similarly ruined houses and placed them in here for what they say is health and safety reasons. I disagree with them strongly. I don't see what the problem would be in these corpses being here rather than being in their original place of death, but that's neither here nor there. Well, just give me just a moment to examine the bodies.
So would another Witcher training roll help me here?
Or deduction?
You can do awareness if you like.
Awareness.
Awareness.
What do I roll for skills? So I just roll D10 or what?
It'll be a D10 plus the stat for the skill and then the skill itself.
Only 19.
Okay.
18 with my 1.
I only rolled a 4.
18?
Well,
Sharp
wait,
eyes.
what would I roll for,
I don't know what's good in the system.
like, looking at the
Depends.
bodies? Would that still be awareness?
That's still awareness, yeah.
Oh,
Or you could do first aid.
I might do first aid. That's going to
Okay.
be higher.
So as Aaron is sort of peeling back the tarpaulin, and while he's sort of examining the bodies, he is also giving you sort of wide berth to examine the scene and do what you need to do. He after a few minutes, Aaron turns to a lot of you and he says, "Now, what might be helpful to you all are the basic facts of this particular situation. All 5 of these bodies were found in their homes at sunrise. Their doors had been broken open, much like the door to this particular home. The victims were beaten to death and their children taken. Now, the guards have yet to catch the criminal, I suppose would be the best word for it, although extra patrols have been posted. Let's see here. And with your awareness rolls, what did you roll?
19.
19?
18.
18.
I got 17 on first aid.
17 and first aid. Okay, so the 2 of you, taking a look at both the bodies and the house itself, you guys know that the 5 people here certainly all were beaten to death. There's no obvious cutting or stabbing wounds of any kind. There's only blunt force trauma. The wounds were inflicted with a large object. If you had to guess, probably a club. And there are fragments of bark on some of the clothes that are still on the bodies themselves.
It's not normal.
Now, that, with your first aid training, your doctor training, you can tell that you are able to verify that, yes, sure enough, these 5 people were beaten to death. But they most likely died of internal organ failure because of the trauma. Those wounds are at least, from what you're able to sort of reverse engineer from the situation, they were inflicted by a weapon at least 1 meter long, half a meter wide,
Jesus.
and vertically ribbed. And they were inflicted with strength, from what you can tell, far beyond human capability, like being trampled by a horse, like that is clearly the level of an animal or some kind of creature.
Yeah, it's not a
Yeah,
human.
a human
it's not a
couldn't do
human
this.
with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
Or the high
Well, they
fantasy
hadn't invented
equivalent.
baseball.
Yeah, with a stick.
Stickball.
They hadn't invented that yet either. Or balls.
I will relay this information to you guys.
Something big with a big wooden club.
Maybe a tree.
Yes.
I mean, essentially, if it's that wide and that long,
I
that
doubt.
much force.
I doubt they could fit an entire tree into this.
Well, they didn't.
home.
Look
A
at the
log.
door.
A good branch.
A good branch.
A log, certainly. A large club of some kind, from what you're telling me about the wounds.
But it
That certainly checks out.
couldn't have been a human.
No.
Could have been a mage. Somebody who can summon that sort of thing.
Heaven forbid.
Witches do like children.
It's ironic that they asked. They must be desperate if they asked witchers to investigate missing children. No offense.
It's the jobs we take.
As the room falls silent for a second, you can hear some rustling in an adjacent room.
I'll investigate.
And investigate.
Okay, so the two of
Is that
you
normal?
make your way towards the adjacent room,
Is he a pet of some sort?
and you can see what?
I'm asking him if he's a pet.
You can see that in there, there are 6 rough scrabble-looking people inside, rifling through drawers and stuffing sacks with various goods.
Just lock eyes with you for a moment.
So you guys just came in, right? You didn't attempt it. So one of them is stuffing what looks like some kind of brass piece inside a sack, and he looks up at you and draws his dirk, and he says, "Shut off!
I'm not being paid to kill you.
And you don't mind if we take what we're taking, and you be gone with it.
I don't really care.
Hey, we earn this loot."
I'm gonna head out to the main room.
I'm
What's
walking
in
Gonna
there?
right
go.
in.
Gonna go like bump you. Bandits in the back.
Ooh, bandits. I'll go check it out.
What is going on in the other?
I mean,
Bandits,
I need
you
some
say?
exercise.
I draw my sword and start walking
Bandits.
to the back.
So I pop in.
God
and
damn
I
it!
wanna
I'm
see
not
if
being
I
paid for this.
I want to see if I know them because I have the random banditry
Nice.
that I had in the back. In my
Okay.
case.
Let's see.
Do you get there first?
Roll luck.
Speed.
Who has a higher speed?
You.
Probably.
I mean,
yeah.
it could be luck to see if you know him, and then speed to see who gets there first.
Honestly, it's probably luck. Yeah. So
She gets there first.
Luck has its uses.
Speed of 5.
Wow.
20. Oh,
Not that
no,
fast.
that's run.
I had to kill a stat, so I had a bad roll. I had to go
It
somewhere.
happens, yeah.
Speed 6.
Speed enough.
And speed doesn't matter in sword fighting or archery.
I tell you what, roll
As soon as you get in
roll a d10 and add your luck stat, and we'll see what happens.
15.
Pretty lucky.
A scrawny one at the back you recognize as Joan, a human bandit that for a winter ran with your same crew.
Okay. I'll pull my hood down and I'll say, Joan, what are you doing here?
You see her brush the matted hair out of her eyes. As I'm looking up your name. Saphira, is that how you pronounce it?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Saphira, what? Get out of here! I'm trying to work.
Sorry, being a little noisy.
Is there something wrong here, Joan? Nothing, sir. Nothing at all. Just, old friend.
When did the rest of us come in?
Well, I
Immediately
actively
after
joined
that.
There, so yeah, like I'm there now.
Yeah.
I wasn't heading back.
I
I'm just beside Aaron
I-
checking out.
I
not
followed
getting paid for
you.
this.
I'm not getting paid for this. And I just say, are we killing these people as a public service since I'm not getting paid for this?
You see everyone
wasn't
with
saying
the
anything about
with the
killing
exception
people.
of Joan kind of draw their weapons and kind of defensively,
I s-
and they say, "Hey,
I scratch my head with my sword and just. That's really a bad idea.
we earn this. Run off with cowing midgets."
What are you taking?
Just
I'm gonna cast Axie.
taxi.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the persuasion one.
Okay.
I'm
On
pretty
whom?
good persuasion
For
anyway.
what?
On the bandit.
Okay.
Which bandit? There's what, 4?
The
6
one
of
with the
them?
knife.
The one that keeps talking.
Wait, which one? They all seem well armed.
The one that's being all like on edge.
The one we're talking to?
Yeah.
I can try to persuade him first before you drop Axie.
I get to use this instead of persuade.
Because your persuasion is so
Yeah.
god awful.
Yeah, but also you're doing a hand motion, so all the other bandits know you're doing
Yeah,
that.
my base persuasion.
Yeah.
And he glows.
Yeah.
You gotta. It's
I
magic,
see that,
right?
and I draw my sword and go,
It's magic, yeah.
What level is your skill?
2. Or 4.
Yeah, so you have to use hand motions and make an incantation
Yeah.
when you cast.
Well, I guess, yeah.
So
or just skill.
I've got a base
Yeah, me
16.
too.
Let me give this a shot first.
No, I also
too
got a
late.
plus 12.
It's too late. You already did.
wait.
The
So,
mistake
so I have
has
a
been
20.
made.
did you roll spell casting instead of persuasion?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, Axie summons a glow of white energy around your hand and the target's head, so it's easily spotted by anyone watching.
Yes.
Okay.
Literally.
He's going to
That
roll.
actually might help us.
He's going to roll resist magic.
Yes.
Hopefully, but
We'll see if he
Desperate
actually
people.
does resist.
standard common folk look at these two and go, oh, monsters. Which could be good or bad.
Resist magic is a will skill.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to start making some small talk with the mortician.
I'm just scouring the bodies
9.
for clues.
20.
Okay. Yeah, so you see
you come here often.
a white kind of halo appear around the gentleman's face, and he goes kind of slack, and you can see his dirk is kind of dangling from his hand.
Just put the stuff down, just go back home. Just have a good night.
You heard the Witcher? We're done here. You see him sort of put it back into a sheath on his belt and gesture for the men and Joan to make their way out of the house.
You'll have to pay me for that.
They sort of awkwardly, navigate the small doorway in between you all.
Excuse me. Sorry. Excuse me.
Is there anything else you wanted?
See you around, Joan.
Or did you...
I didn't want
Put
to
my
kill
head
them.
back
They were
up.
just in the way.
Yeah. I figured.
What? Wait.
Problems, people interfering. We got work to do.
Christ.
I would
Who?
go to the doctor. I would go over to the mortician and just ask, so, when does this beast usually arrive?
I had a history teacher in high school whose last name was Chris.
Can we determine the time of death? Ish? Is medicine not advanced enough for that?
Not really.
Okay.
No.
Sauce.
Aaron kind of takes a moment to gather his thoughts. He says, unfortunately, we have merely a window. We know that this creature or whatever is causing this is perpetrating these crimes in the dead of night,
Okay.
well after sundown, but before sunrise, as I mentioned before, the bodies were found at that hour.
Any sign of dragging the children away, anything like that?
Yes, I think I'd like to see where the children slept. I think our Witcher friends might find some more information about the creature.
I'd like to be where I think the creature's going to be tonight.
We'd need to find the houses with the children in them.
Or if there's any footprints on the ground, or... Because if it's big enough, it doesn't have to drag the kids and just put it on its shoulder or something.
It's carrying around a tree branch.
Yeah,
It does
I know.
not have to drag the kids.
Look, it doesn't have to, but it might. But I was saying it probably wouldn't.
Well, perhaps the two witchers would like to get to action then.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
I imagine the kids were taken from different houses, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
hmm
Well,
They weren't
we
all
know-
coming from this
well, we
house.
know
You work
two of
those
them,
houses,
yeah.
I'll work
We
these
know two
houses.
people were
Two,
killed in
two
this house.
people were killed in this house, adults.
Yep.
You don't know how many children were taken from it.
Yeah, but I just figured we could at least. Go
So like
see.
15 apiece.
Aaron sort of gestures in the vague corner of the
15 children?
the common
This is
room,
medieval Europe.
where you can see that there was supposed to be, where there are remains of some small
Sorry, have them already
thatch,
died. So
some small
I was
straw
gonna
beds.
say.
You'll see.
Alright.
See what's before you.
What do I need to roll to see if there's anything I notice
15 children, and they're all still alive.
Within
Maybe, like,
the
a Jewish
house.
family or
with
something.
where the children?
Somebody that actually.
I mean,
does-
we've already covered that with the awareness roll earlier. I mean, all that information has already been.
So there's nothing new to be learned here.
Not in the house anyway.
Okay.
yeah, I was gonna look outside.
Okay, let's look around outside.
Okay, then I give me another awareness roll.
That's better.
Oh, that's better.
The roll-off continues.
Well, I rolled max.
21.
It's good.
21 awareness.
22.
22.
27.
27.
Actually, I think I'm gonna go look at the bodies and I'll try using magic training to determine if there's any like magic residue or something, or if this was just literally just a tree branch that somebody brought in and whacked them with.
Okay, is that your skill?
My defining skill.
Yeah, roll that, and let me know what you get. For awareness for the three of you who are sort of taking a round around the house, you notice that you see that there are clearly patches of dark, dried blood in the grass nearby. Looks like it's from a day or so ago.
Oh, we also get -2 to perception.
You can see that you know that judging a better look, giving a better look at the cracked frame of the door itself, that this creature had to be bulky enough to break it down, and that creature very well doesn't sneak around guards. So we're dealing with obviously a large, hulking, strong creature. And you do notice as you round the other side of the house that there are drag marks leading from the back entrance of the house towards the hills outside of town.
28.
28. There is definitely no magical residue on these bodies. They've been killed in a mundane fashion.
Okay. Probably not a spellcaster then.
Well, that's good to know.
This is a good time to put our kid to bed.
Okay. We'll do that. Talk amongst yourselves.
So,
I think our best bet is to wait for the thing.
I mean, we've got some drag marks. Perhaps we could follow those. Maybe one of these witchers can pick up a scent. Heard you
If
like
it's
bloodhounds.
coming on its way to pick up more children, then
I can't
maybe we
imagine
can
it's
find
quiet.
it before.
Should be easy to hear. Yes.
Yeah.
Then you'll heal me when I find it.
Well, no, if we wait here in town, in kind of the central area, it's not a big town, we're going to hear. It breaks the doors open to get into the house.
Yeah, but I want to find it before it gets in. No.
That raises
Well-
the question, though. If they've got guards around, why haven't the guards heard the breaking and entering?
Because the black ones are pieces of shite.
Maybe they're scared.
That could be.
Or they're in on it.
Or they don't care about these people.
Working with monsters is a whole new thing.
You don't have to work with things to, hey, it's doing our work, let's just let it go.
I mean, I've heard trolls make good guards if you just give them the right, gift.
Oh, well, maybe this is it. But
Because the black
I don't know.
ones are trying to take over this town and beat them down, the
I've done
monster's
some
helping them with
bandits
that.
have trained trolls before.
the Nilfgaardians aren't so much for beating down the
They
folks.
usually
They try
last
to
very
do their
long,
try to do their best to actually integrate those they claim. It would be out of their standard operation, but it's a possibility.
Again, maybe they're just scared, don't want to deal with it.
Could be. But even then, there's a fair good chance they'd come for a witcher. Children gone from a village, they're going to lose the village given enough time. They'll want to look into it.
This might just not be a profitable village for them to keep.
Could be said about a lot of villages.
It could be, but to his own attestation, they don't hunt. They don't really bring anything to the Empire.
The land itself is valuable.
But the people aren't.
A lot of people aren't. But
People. What a bunch of bastards.
But you need somebody
Bunch
to build
of
your
arses
houses,
they are.
to act as your servants.
What?
Everyone has
arses
a
they
worth,
are, people.
a value.
I mean,
Just
we
may
already
not be
ran
as
into-
people.
We already ran into a group of bandits here.
That's true. Now, why did you scare them off? They could have given us some information.
I asked if you wanted anything more. Well, I had them all.
I let you all deal with that. I was in here with the body.
I was fine with chatting with them. You had to go do your weird Witcher magic on them.
Well, he was
Your
get-
inferior Witcher
he,
magic.
he was kind of getting, freaked out a little bit.
Because
Did
you
anybody
threatened
get
him.
Getting
stabbed?
pokey.
I was
No.
going to try and persuade him
You
first.
acted too soon. Wait until somebody gets stabbed to step up.
I knew one of them.
See? She seemed to have things in hand.
And my sword's not my first action.
It's not?
Usually when
You scratch
I
an
get
itch with
stabbed, then
Yeah,
things
but
don't end
Sometimes it
great.
can be helpful with persuasion.
That's when you use your powers.
No,
Actually, I
I'm
do have a
saying
really good
that's when I
persuasion.
don't use my powers,
My
and they
base
get
is 16.
smashed like that. They're just
So you can do something like this?
No offense, Sir Richard, but not human can do that.
It's not unrealistic.
I'm not
this
human.
might just be
That's
a witcher.
fair. It could be. Could be more of your kind, up to no good.
How they say that about us? We might want to be careful about that.
The two of you know that these aren't Witcher words.
Yeah, this is. This is way.
even if it was
too
a
much
bear
force.
school, it's like
This is pretty. Yeah, that's pretty a
Yeah.
fruitless line of questioning. These are huge fists or a club of some kind, or this is clearly a monster that has done this.
Well, the sun is still yet to fully set, so perhaps we try to follow this trail. Maybe the two of you pick up on something, and
look at these houses, you look
Find
at
it in
those
the woods.
houses.
there's drag trails right
There's,
outside.
there's a
Yeah.
trail right here.
Oh, fine.
You see Aaron approach in the doorframe of the back entrance. Are we having... Oh dear. I suppose you'll be checking that out then.
Yes.
Well, I'm afraid I won't be able to accompany you. I must attend to the bodies here before they go to the village.
That falls under the category of no shit.
Is this his house or?
What she means is thank you for your help. And if you find anything else from the bodies, we would love to know about it.
I appreciate the translation, Doctor, but I do speak Witcher.
Is this his house?
No.
No.
He's the
He's just
mortician.
he's just the mortician. It's just a villager's house.
Okay.
It is in a horrible accent.
So he sort of gives you a kind of a polite nod and makes his way back inside. So, are you going to follow the drag marks?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wilderness survival, please.
14.
18.
Okay, so you're able to successfully follow the drag marks. You can see that they are... it clearly looks like at least from a witching perspective, that this is a humanoid body that has been dragged. You can see what looks like the catching of heels in the dirt and the mud, right? And as you're following these through, you see in a small clearing at the top of a hill, kind of nestled in a small blind of trees, is the corpse of, it looks like a woman, based on the hair length and the dress. And you can see that around this woman, sort of fighting with each other and picking at the corpse itself, are what you two notice right away are neckers.
What?
Nasty little creatures.
8 of them, in fact.
I'm assuming these are not animals.
Lickers
These are-
are like
Necro...
zombies-ish?
They are necrophages, so they are like, they're
like-
corpse eaters basically.
Yeah.
Don't you
They're
have a bonus
living.
for
They're not undead,
necrophages?
but they eat corpses.
Yes, I would do. I think.
Probably draw and string my bow at that point.
Would you like to know? Would you like to recount some Necker information for the party? Because you can do so with a Witcher lore check.
I also think I get a bonus.
That would
I will pull up an image
Yeah,
for
life
everybody
events.
present.
probably be under life events. Because I think you went with a hunt on one of those.
Could I get one that isn't super small? There we go.
Can you read what you wrote down?
No.
Yeah, that's the image I found.
See these creatures?
Yeah.
Little bald goblin-y.
No, I have
Corpse
it
eaters.
with relic.
So they're not armored.
Oh.
They're just.
No,
not
they're
necros.
pretty simple
I
creatures.
don't know if I'd use broadheads or bigots, or if I could just use a standard arrow.
I only got a 16.
Right.
Shoot.
Almost
kill.
got necro ones.
Sweep the leg, Johnny.
So, are you going to do it too?
For that's the
Witcher lore.
Witcher lore.
Need the
So that's
secondary
19.
weapon is there.
Is it Witcher lore or is it called Witcher training?
Witcher
Witcher
training.
Okay, just want to make sure of that.
This actually does lay out kind of well. I don't know if they did that on purpose or.
Oh,
Huh.
you mean yeah.
I don't know. So you two Witcher, you've
Necros.
You've killed so many fucking neckers in your time. You know they're short, ugly, bald little creatures. They tend to hide in holes and caves, but they'll live just about anywhere. They're drawn to any meat that has a heartbeat, basically, and devour it straight. Although they will also readily eat corpses. They're weirdly in the middle of being both a monster and a sentient race. They're sort of weirdly in the middle ground there. Recently, and your own hunts have sort of borne this out. They've been discovered to be more intelligent than most give them credit for. They hunt in war bands, supposedly, with like a chieftain figure or something. Sometimes they'll even wear loincloths or headdresses.
Like goblins.
Yeah, they are kind of like goblins, except
And
more.
you know that if you encounter a pack with some kind of leader or chieftain, you know that pack hunting tactics come into effect, and your priority, at least in terms of Witcher combat, is to like take out that chieftain right away, and then hope the morale or the structure will kind of scatter and fall apart. Right. You know the chieftain will probably wear like a skull headdress, maybe, or carry a staff of some kind.
And they aren't vulnerable to silver. That you just need iron.
They are vulnerable to any blade that has ogroid oil applied to it. They're vulnerable to that. You know that they try to gang up on you, so you have to keep moving constantly, right? Unless they'll surround you and sort of take a pounding to you. And you may be able to convince them to leave you alone if you show them more fruitful prey, because they are vaguely intelligent. You also know as Witchers that like bombs and signs that affect like a sort of an area, right, can thin the herd, right? You catch a couple of them.
Prep your igni.
Do we
Okay.
just have the basic signs, or do we?
Basic signs.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if we had the alternate.
So with my bow out, are we approaching or?
I'm not getting paid to kill these things.
Yes, but that might be information. We're getting paid for that.
So we are
Also-
good. We are getting paid to kill these things.
I'm always happy to kill some neckers.
String the bow.
And they will try to eat us.
That's kind of par for the course, though, yeah.
Or we could sneak around them.
You
at
could
the
sneak
corpse.
around them.
Yeah, I think we need the woman.
It's a corpse. What's it going to tell us?
Everything.
Just kill
Aren't you
them.
Witchers?
Usually we don't kill monsters unless if there's
You're not
coin
understanding. I'm not getting paid to kill these things.
I will take out a crown and throw it at you. Now you are. Kill them.
I like you. And I'll loose an arrow at one.
Okay. All right.
involved. That's not a very good
Which is
wage
we're
right
supposed to be
there.
investigators.
So we're actually moving into combat.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm getting underpaid for this.
I have.
About it.
I did have an arrow knocked, so I'm
Yeah,
ready for when it's my
So,
win.
so
Join
were
you in
you
that shot.
were you attempting to fire that shot from stealth, or were you just like standing and just taking a shot? Or...
Yeah, just like the stand
Okay.
up out of nothing.
All right.
I like you.
Legolas.
Yeah.
Legolas in it.
So in that case, you are rolling. Are you doing a fast strike or a strong strike?
Probably strong.
Okay. So it's
Yep.
-3 to hit, but you do double damage.
Ah, okay.
And you can't use crossbows with it, but bows, you've got a regular bow, so that's fine. So what you're going to do is you're going to roll D10, Dex, and then Archery, and then add any weapon accuracy.
Cool. And then -3 from that, you say?
-3. Also,
Say I've given you 320.
Also,
pounds
you are-
because I don't think it's a good idea for the Elven Mage to be walking around with that much money.
remember the...
Okay.
300 and how many?
Oh, distance.
320.
Yeah, so there's a range thing as well.
Okay. I'm currently at a +12.
I've got some
I will
pocket
roll the
change
dice,
now, but
and then we'll modify it
I don't want to be
with
walking around
range.
with a big old jingly purse.
So you got your -3 from the strong
First
attack,
one.
and then this additional thing when I actually get to it.
So
You
it's
seem
20,
like you're the least likely
And then
to be.
apply any range penalties to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll
Yeah.
probably do it.
Is that elven accuracy?
That own accuracy is nice.
It's really nice.
Not really meant to fight things, which is why I gave money to the Witcher to go fight things.
Pay them to do the work.
I have a dagger.
That's for when something decides to come and pester you.
I have a two-handed sword, which in my hands probably feels like a 1.5 sword.
So
I
as
am
soon
here
as you
to
drew me the coin, I drew my
set
sword.
bones and keep people
I didn't throw
from
you
dying.
the coin.
Imagine it's that like
She did.
coin flipped through the air and you do the quick like grab, and then with that you then pull.
No, it's
Basically
Blaze.
like an arcade game.
Yeah.
So what's the range of your bow?
Slap
There.
How far away are they?
200. I think it's in Mead.
Yeah, it's 200 meters.
Yeah. Just a real long distance.
200 meters.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're within close range of that, so there's not going to be a range
Okay.
penalty on that.
Then flat 20.
Give me just a second here while I jot this information down.
So which one were you aiming at?
One of them,
Did you
probably the closest.
check? You didn't check to see if one of them was maybe the chief?
I don't know that.
Yeah, you guys haven't shared that with us.
They all look like horrible little creatures to me.
Little miserable little things.
You're disgusting
See, I just
little
want to use a
man.
necker and hit it with
It's like
another
going to the
necker.
preschool.
Sad, strange little man.
Just pick it up by the
I'll
leg.
make you fun-sized.
It's too good.
They do kind of look like little reductos.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, that's
Okay, yeah. I'm with you.
Back off! Yeah.
back off!
Shrink, Ray!
Child, go to sleep. Stop playing with the ice. Go.
Okay.
You're going to go to sleep. You don't need ice in your water.
You're out there.
Stop being extra and go to sleep.
Yeah, it's my bedtime.
Child.
Down to 4 arrows.
So you get a shot off, and you hit successfully because they are unaware of you. So you're hitting one of them, the one kind of closest to you, I imagine, like towards the side of the hill.
Yeah. What am I adding to this from strong shot?
You're doing double damage.
Oh, good. 14.
Hit location,
Is there a roll for that?
D10,
Sure.
I think.
If they've got a hit location, I will roll that d10. It's close enough to an 8.
Right leg.
Hit him.
That's 152 on the PDF.
152. So right leg, you said.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just look that up for me.
The moving parts.
Okay. You said 14.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you let loose a 0, and it hurtles through the air and strikes what looks like probably a. There's a gout of blood coming out. This necker sort of almost spins in a kind of a corkscrew fashion because of the torque. A gout of blood comes out of what looks like probably a vital artery of some kind in the leg, and you can see it flop to the ground. The other neckers immediately look and then whip their heads towards the lot of you. And now we're going to roll initiative.
Cool. Does it look like they have a leader?
No, it actually looks like these are. There's no chieftain. It looks like they're just
Okay.
Don't worry, the
just a
troll's
pack
the
of neckers.
chieftain.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, so you're on the same hag and troll.
Okay, so the way that initiative works,
Sounds good.
1d10 plus your reflex.
Oh,
All right.
that's much better than speed.
However, so that establishes your initiative order, right? And we go from top to bottom, right? Descending order. During your turn, you can do what's called a fast draw, where you're temporarily adding 3 to your initiative. So it bumps your initiative up by 3. However, you have to attack
At a minus.
with no aim-related benefits at -3, right?
Ooh.
So you're required to attack. It's like, drawing and doing a quick strike at -3, right?
Okay.
But otherwise, the initiative stays pretty much the same.
I don't think I can get over there.
So initiative 20 or higher.
19.
19.
It's D10 plus what?
Reflex?
REF.
Reflex. REF.
Yeah, so it'd be max of 20.
18.
18.
Also
Okay.
18.
17.
17.
People are good rolls.
That's
In high
you and I haven't
reflex.
talked yet.
16. Going once, going twice. 15. 14. 13.
Yes.
13.
There we go.
Okay.
I got a shot in already, so I feel okay.
12. 11. 10. 9.
There we go.
9.
I rolled a 3.
9 for Steven.
We're technically level 1.
Yes. 8. 7, 6.
I think we've all gone, haven't we?
5, 4.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Well, no, I don't have Maria's.
I thought it
She
was
was
18.
18.
You were 18?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So both Robert and Maria are at 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to
I'm
scamper
sorry.
back towards the doorway, so guess I'm gonna wait to do that.
Okay. All right. So Lance, you're up first.
How close are they?
They are within.
Are they like medium close?
They're within. Let me see here. A meter's 3 feet, right? Am I not
Yeah.
mistaken? So they're within 10 meters.
Oh.
Wow, they're close.
Oh.
Do you have a speed of
9.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna run.
Okay.
I'm hoping toward them.
Seeing a Witcher run is like seeing a member of the Bob
So run's your
Squad
one
run.
action,
Yeah.
right? But you can move up to 3 times your
If
speed.
that person's worried.
There was a thing about ramming in here.
Ramming speed.
Oh boy.
Sure, that's one of those. 163. It's a special attack. I didn't read those because I'm not a player. So
Fair.
it's one of those things where like you can do a shoulder charge and you can do a wrestling
Wow.
thing and like well, fine.
But if you're going to do it, know how to do it.
Yeah, it's none of my business.
I don't see it on 163. Or is it charge?
163 is where the special attacks are, and it should be something. There should be something about charge.
Charge, yeah.
What territory are we in again? The north or Nilfgaard?
Yeah,
Charge
we're in the
allows
north.
you
The
to
Nilfgaardian
move
troops
up
have
to your
moved
run
up here.
and make a
They're sort of
strong
sweeping
strike.
their way into the north to try to
There you go.
annex
Yeah.
the territory.
So
You're
that-
specifically in Adern.
okay. So elves are hated.
Yes,
Yep.
people are not fond of them here.
which is why the hood
This
stays up
strike
most of the
suffers a
time.
-3 to hit.
Hmm?
But if the attack is blocked, they can make a physical check against the opponent's physique roll to knock
Read the
target
forge one.
prone.
Okay.
Forge?
So I
Mhm.
guess I'm making
Bottom left-hand corner.
Okay.
swordsmanship attack.
Well, so it's melee.
Or-
So are you doing a melee strike with your sword?
Well, I guess I'm doing a charge, so that's technically. Yeah, it makes a strong strike, so I guess a strong strike.
With my sword, I guess. I get
Okay. Yeah, 1d10 reflex, and then swordsmanship for your sword, and then weapon accuracy if there's anything on top of that.
so that's a 16.
16. Okay.
Ooh.
10.
And I'm base 16 right now.
Nice. We just need to get you some raw materials to forge some coins.
Yeah.
So what'd you roll, a 16?
Yep.
Rolled a 15 trying to dodge out of the way. Did not successfully do so.
So I hit.
Roll damage.
So it's
There's some good rolls.
technically a strong strike, so it gets doubled.
Doubled.
That's one off max. So that's
Jeez.
24, 29, 29 times 2. 58.
58.
Yeah, 58.
Jeez.
My goodness.
That's very dead.
Okay, so you barrel forward with your sword. Now you're doing. Are you?
Just charge it. It just goes.
So you're not slashing. You're like sort of moving forward.
Yeah.
So you rush forward into the band of neckers. You skewer one of them through the chest. It slides all the way down your silver
It's on
sword,
the hilt.
and now is on the hilt. And it's clearly dead. It is limp on the hilt of your sword.
It's my new hilt guard.
Yeah.
Little overkill there.
My goodness.
Okay, Robert. It's actually your turn now.
Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing.
Oh my
You're
god.
going to do
It's a great
a
maneuver.
Russian charge. Okay.
That's the only way I can get to them.
Okay.
And since it's a strong strike, and I can do that without penalty,
Okay.
Nice.
So D10, reflex, swordsmanship.
Is that a 1?
that's a 1. 17.
17.
Good swordsman.
Okay.
It's also a -3 for the charge.
Nope.
Nope.
No, it's a charge.
Just for the charge?
It's an extra -3.
So it should be -6 because strong strike and charge.
Okay.
So,
So you've just got -3.
yeah.
Yep.
So 14.
14.
Nice.
Okay.
It's the weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Layering of rules.
Mm-hmm.
If I knew that, I would just fucking
Slowly saunter over. Hey, how you doing?
So you
Or
rush
his friend.
forward. You have your sights set on the one closest to you. Happens to be the one that is getting up off of the ground that has been struck by Griff's arrow. So what are you doing? Are you doing a sort of like a forward thrust? Are you slashing? Or?
slashing.
Okay, so you you rush towards them up the hill, slash upward. You see the necker separates into two pieces, and you can see both halves sort of tumble down the other side of the hill. There's a spray of blood.
This is why I keep
2
my
down,
distance.
6 to go. Maria.
Okay. So I only have a speed of 5. I guess I can move and then cast, and I'll be within range for one of my spells.
Yeah, so that would give you 5 meters of distance between you and the neckers.
Yeah.
And the corpse. Well, as well.
Earthen Spike has a range of 6 meters.
Okay,
So-
yeah, you can do that.
So I was in the middle of looking up social standing effect stuff.
Meters, I'm assuming the creators are not from the United States.
No, they are. It's just that
I mean, I prefer meters, I'm just not used
it's
to
a kind of it's a European sort of setting and everything, so they opt for meters, and also some sort of war games and stuff like that prefer
Okay.
meters as well. So that
So I use what, my magic attack?
it's a 1d10 and your will and spell casting.
Yeah, got it written down.
Yeah.
is 31.
Oh.
31. Okay. Remember to take from your stamina the cost.
Oh, wait. No, I think I did that wrong. Because it's will plus my spellcasting.
Will plus spellcasting.
Okay, never mind. That's 21.
Okay.
And there's still nothing to left.
You subtract the stamina cost from your current stamina. 21, you said?
Yeah, and I have a... I don't know if it affects the spell specifically, but I have a greater focus on my staff, which takes 2 off of the DC, spell DC. I don't know if that affects this or...
Honestly,
Like,
trying
I
to
only saw
remember
like a
what the
DC on
damage
the
cost?
rituals.
Huh.
Let me try to remember what that does.
Magical focuses. Mages use magical focuses and staves and amulets to lower the STA cost of a spell by a specific amount on a
Because
focus.
they're also small, we get a +2.
Magical focuses can never bring a stamina cost below 1 point and must be in the mage's hand to work.
Greater focus takes... No. Is this +2 spell DC? They have what focuses do next to weapons.
Mm-hmm.
They got kind of split up all over the place.
Yeah, that I'm not fond of the layout personally. I should have just opened this. I knew I printed it up.
Oh, yeah.
This is like weapon.
Oh, it doesn't much matter. You do hit.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Alright, and then
whatever your spell
Bows.
does.
Can only fire once per round.
does 5d6 damage.
Okay,
Even
roll
if it's
5d6.
fast
Sticking with the same.
Can I borrow a couple of yours?
Oh,
A couple of your d6s?
absolutely.
Thanks.
Have all of them. I'm not responsible for what they roll.
Yeah, I'm not responsible for my dice roll for other people,
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
because they always
See?
roll ones.
I know at least one of mine gave you a 1. I'm so sorry.
What is it a 6?
That's a 6. Yeah, the special symbol is a 6.
Okay, so we got 11.
11. Okay.
Nice.
So this you make your gestures and incantations and such, and you all see a jagged spike of earth split from the top of the hill and impale one of the neckers around the shoulder. It actually manages to tear and bounce off. It sort of rolls slightly. It's still alive, but it's been severely hurt.
Ooh. And it's missing an arm?
It's sort of like its shoulder, and the rest of it is kind of like, imagine there's a big gap where this is kind of hanging on.
Mm.
Yeah.
Tasty.
Hey, you guys are to play The Witcher. This is Witcher business.
I was when Zoe came and sat on my lap. I was like, this is...
Zach, it's actually your turn.
Well, I have my bow already drawn and knocked, so we're just going to strong
Strike?
strike at one of them.
One of them. Okay.
I was trying to determine if the hated effects actually stack. Because I'm both and a mage, and they're both hated.
I think maybe not mechanically speaking, but
Like-
basically they have two reasons to hate you,
Yeah.
and if one doesn't work, the other one will.
Okay.
24.
24.
Don't get invited to many parties.
Because if they stacked, I would be taking a -5
Yeah.
on charisma.
Okay. So you successfully hit.
I need a. Can I borrow a d6?
-2
I'll give you
for
this
each
one.
hated and -1
People,
for fear.
you're tabletop role
I do
playing
get a
players, and you
+1
don't
to
have
intimidation, though.
like 38 d6s. What's wrong with you?
Everybody's got D6s.
I think I have like literally
11,
36.
12, 13, 18, and then
Yeah,
plus
take
1
one
for the
back.
strong strike?
It's double
Precise
damage.
number.
for the strong
Oh,
That's what they
36.
come in.
36. Okay.
So your arrow like goes through 2 neckers.
I mean, if
So-
mine didn't go through like 3.
There's the whistling sound of the arrow flying through. It goes directly through the eye of one of the neckers. It snaps its head back and it goes tumbling down the back of the hill.
Ah, it's a good day.
Dead eye.
Nice shot.
That was okay. We could do better.
It's not as bad as
course.
Papsmare, but
We're elves. We could always do better.
Rachel, it's your turn now.
I'm going to turn tail and go back to the edge of the house.
Just like
What?
Okay,
You don't want to know this is target practice?
Just nope.
Back up!
So you retreat to a safe distance. Yeah. What's your speed?
6.
You retreat 6 meters. Okay.
Not gonna run.
No.
Hey, you gotta stay ready.
No, they got a lot of things to, kill them.
Steven,
right now.
it's your turn again.
All right.
Look, I could slice
knock another
one on
arrow.
the
Strong
arm.
attack. Pick another necker. We'll go for like the farthest one back.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not meant for fighting.
There
Nice.
you go.
Here's our max. Okay, so -3 because strong, but 12, 22.
22.
If I'm doing that math right.
He also rolled.
Still, they just do not have.
I mean,
With
and
the
to be honest,
radius.
with that archery bonus, I don't know if a -3 for a strong strike really matters.
So what'd you roll?
22 to hit.
2.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely hit.
But even with strong strike, I'm
Hey, there
starting
we
off
go.
at 17.
That's double damage.
12, 5, 17,
34.
double, 34, yep.
34. Okay. So another arrow. You see another necker take it in the neck and gurgle and fall to the ground dead.
I chuckle at the irony.
Do you want that arrow
It's starting
back?
off at 15, but still, like,
Depends on how much I get paid.
16.
You're a crafter, right? Can you craft arrows?
No.
We can't
What
craft
good are
anything
you?
in this game because we don't know how.
au contraire, I know how to draft forged documents and currency very well.
But
Arrows?
But we can't because he doesn't know how.
We need arrows.
Oh, I know how. I looked it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
It can't be that hard, can it? It's like a stick with a sharp
So
piece of
the remaining neckers,
Stone at
there
the end of
are
Problem is getting it straight.
there are 3 of them in a good condition, and one with a flappy side arm.
We're
These
playing Flappy
3.
Necker.
Let's check out the
Flappy necker.
speed.
That's another possible title.
Flappy necker.
You
Yeah.
know.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
The other the 3 that are in good condition rush. One of them rushes towards the archers. The other
That's
2
a bad idea.
engage the 2 of you. So one of each is going to make an attack against the 2 of you.
These guys aren't very smart. They say that they're smarter than they look, but they aren't packing it up. They're just going one-on-one.
Don't give them ideas.
Do they speak common?
I don't know.
No.
Let's chance it.
So that is a 14 versus your.
Do we have to roll dodge?
If you want to, yeah. The first action for that is free, and then you have to take 1 stamina off the more you dodge.
Okay.
Oh, okay, for dodge. It's
The first defense is free.
okay.
And you can also defend with your weapon, with your shield if you have one, or just like with your body, like you can like put an arm up or something like that.
24.
Okay. So you are able to. So you're just dodging. Okay. So you tuck
Dodge
and roll out of the way.
I'm
Yeah.
like fat rolling here.
This other necker now attempts to claw at you. Another 14.
I cannot miss. I got a base 16 and dodge.
Yeah, that's what I was looking. I was like,
Okay.
To be fair, they're trying to attack witchers.
Yeah.
And then the other one.
They aren't
the,
packing it up.
the third of the healthy neckers has gone down the hill. It's only able to make it about 6 meters. But is barreling towards
Charge.
The 2 archers.
yeah.
You
The
should have
2
learned
archers.
from the Witchers.
It's gonna be that like both of us just draw on him.
Lance, you're back up.
I'll make 2 fast strikes.
Well, you'll make 1 fast strike, which is 2
Yeah, one.
attacks. Yeah.
Yeah, which is 2 attacks, and it can be against different people. So that's 18.
18. Reflexes along the child. 18, you said?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, you strike 1.
Those dice only roll out.
27.
Okay. Another necker cut in half.
18 again.
18. Yeah, you hit that one as well. I mean, these are neckers.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
they
they're
are neckers.
witchers.
Challenge, right?
So they're only really threatening to witchers in mobs, right? You know.
And they are mobbing up 12, 14,
Like a rough
16.
4 to 1 might
Just
be
16
challenging.
damage?
Yeah, just 16.
That's-
It's not my 58.
That's enough. You
I'm
decapitate another one.
Okay. Because there's no more by me.
So now there is one remaining next to you, Robert, and then there's the one.
Wasn't there only 2 by us?
You said one went at each of the witchers and one came
Yes,
to the
yes. Okay, so there's one heading towards the archers, and there's one just off to the side who's got the flappy arm.
Flat,
And it is your turn.
How close are any of these neckers to me?
So the one rushing towards the archers is 6 meters away.
Uh-huh.
The one that is off to the side that's already wounded is 4.
Okay, I'll go after that one since I can actually get there.
Okay. Do you move up to that necker and then do a melee strike?
Yeah, strong strike.
Strong strike. Okay.
Get back here, you little monsters.
Get back in there.
So that's 21.
21. Minus 3 for the strong strike?
I don't take a penalty for strong
That's
strike.
right.
This is the wolf.
Yeah.
Right.
Swing hard.
So what'd you roll?
21.
Okay.
1 to 1.
That is a miss. The necker is able to scramble out of the way. He rolled a 10, plus his reflex and dodge escape is also 21, and you have to exceed to beat. Remember, not match.
Damn.
So it manages to kind of scramble out of the way.
Fucking barely.
It shrieks in pain as you can see the more skin is sort of tearing as the arm gets lower and lower. But it manages to get out of the way. Maria.
All right.
When you think 21 is good enough, you don't need to use Stork.
Are these things smart enough to question?
I think she's asking you too. I don't think you're getting an answer.
Why do we have them in our group?
That's a good question.
Okay.
They're really tough. They just don't know how to open their mouth, apparently.
Okay, I guess I will just throw another earthen spike at that one.
Okay.
Flappy arm?
Yeah.
And Will and
I'll
Spellcast.
speak
Get the
their
other one.
language.
So the flappy guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Flappy neck.
Yeah, with your move speed and the range of that, you can hit him again. Yeah, there's no problem.
Okay.
So that's 10?
24
24.
to hit.
Okay.
That's
Yeah, you hit.
a dodge block to avoid it. Okay, and then
5d6, I think, was the roll
Yeah.
for the earthen spike.
Nice.
Nice, yeah. Some better rolls.
okay, so we got
But
that's
can it be double?
10,
Did you get above 4?
14.
You certainly did. So you see this same creature. So he has scrambled. This creature scrambled away from. Oh gosh, what Schwert from Schwart's strike, and is just managing to get back onto its feet when another earthen spike erupts from the hill. Basically. You ever see the movie Cannibal Holocaust,
Oh,
where
God.
No.
the people
No.
are—they're basically
I've heard of it.
they're mounted on these like long spears, but it's like it goes through the butt and out the mouth.
Yeah, I've read about it, and that's why I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
It's like that. This necker is thoroughly impaled on this
Trying not to
earthen
throw up in
spike.
the doorway.
Yeah.
You know, it's dark fantasy. I have to do
It's
this.
dark.
I asked about if they're smart enough to question because my other, like, combat spell, essentially lets me restrain them in vines.
Well, out of character, the answer is no,
No.
not really.
Yeah.
But she doesn't.
I mean, I could restrain them with
Zach.
my
It
hand.
does
So,
do
what's
damage.
the-
I was looking up the
Griff.
joking.
Griff?
Yeah.
Is
Or
he
no.
the next one in the order of operations after me?
No.
No.
He's at the bottom before the neckers.
Yep.
Before the next. So he's the next. Like he happens before the one in front of us, though, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So I would look at Griff,
Mhm.
and I would just notch my bow and pull it and wait for you, so that we can just simultaneously
Oh,
shoot at this
nice.
thing that's running at us.
I
Okay.
will forego my turn so that can happen.
Cool. You're holding action. Okay.
I'll hold
Cool.
my
All
action
right.
so they can
Roll
get
the
into
die.
On the count.
Wait, hold on. Rachel's turn.
I don't.
She said she's foregoing her
Yeah,
turn.
I'm not doing
Oh, I
anything.
see. Okay, cool. All right.
Standing back and watching.
The two of
Sitting
you,
back and watching. Yeah.
assuming you're doing strong
Charge me.
strike.
Yep. Get the kill steal.
That's a 24.
I rolled lower. Hold on, I have to actually do math for this one. Strong strike.
If you got like a 3, you're fine.
I don't know. The last Necker rolled a
14,
21.
I think. I need to just add all these up. So
Wait,
I can
what's
just
your-
subtract it. Archery of 8. I rolled a 1, so 9. Bows plus 1.
10, but what's your dex?
Dexterity is a 6.
16.
So drop that by 3 then. 13.
13. Okay. Unfortunately,
Not a great shot.
only
One arrow.
Yaven's arrow hits. Yours goes a little
I
wide.
just want this one. This
Yeah,
one
that's,
rolled well
that's
last
the one.
time.
That's one they gave you. Yeah.
We got Yavin and Schwartz, a.k.
6,
Yevon
12,
and Schwartz.
16, 19,
Use the
38.
Schwartz.
How much?
38 damage.
Okay, another clean arrow through the skull. You see it. It's still running towards you, and it falls to its knees and collapses face first onto the ground.
Well, that was a little embarrassing.
What was that, friends?
I'm not used to him being this close.
It's called performance anxiety.
God.
Told my phone.
I have a pill for that.
I swear this has never happened to me
They haven't
before.
invented pills yet.
I will go up and start.
But they are
examining- I will
dicotoms.
examine
Oh, yes.
So this may be a dichotomy.
So what's the process of retrieving arrows here?
You don't.
Okay.
No, they just...
It's broken.
I'm okay with that. I
it's
just
the
wanted to check.
assumption. Yeah.
the-
I have 18 left. It's okay.
First
19.
aid, right? I can use first
Yes.
aid, so.
So with a 19, you note that this woman, apart from the obvious wounds that have been inflicted by the Neckers themselves, this corpse shows damage consistent with the other victims that you saw in the house. It's clear that this woman was beaten and then dragged here onto this hill and abandoned at some point because the drag marks have stopped at this
With
her
the body.
resting place.
I wonder, did the Neckers drag her then, or did the creature who killed her drag her?
Well, if the creature's as big as it seems to be, you wouldn't need to drag her. It could just throw her over a shoulder.
Well, why would
She's
Neckers
an-
drag her away?
She's an adult, isn't she?
Mm-hmm. It's an adult woman.
It may just be that it's just lazy.
Could be.
You know, just why throw it that.
So she was drug out of
But then it might drag its tree
the
as
front
well.
door or the back
And-
No, the back
Sure.
door.
The
Back
back
door.
Probably
door is
carrying
not contorted,
children.
is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it like off its hinges like the front door is?
No.
So the back door wasn't, but she was drug out of the back door.
Yeah, that's where the marks started. That might be the Neckers who dragged him.
It's gonna have to be, because if the creature had
There'd have to be
dragged her-
several Neckers in order to drag
Say
full adult weight.
8?
No, that's...
No. It's a considerably smaller amount. But
The only problem I see with that is that Neckers might be a little greedy and
So
do
there's a lot of food in that house.
just like no. I'm thinking like the body. They might not
It might not be
drag
in
it
one
together.
it might not get there intact, is what
And
he's
that
saying.
they might fight over it.
And
a
what
lot
you're seeing
more.
before you is despite the Necker wounds that have bitten into it and torn.
They
like
just found the
it's a
corpse
pretty-
and started
pretty-
scavenging.
Corpse.
pretty
They would have
together
scavenged
corpse.
it there.
This corpse has got its shit together.
One day I hope to be as gotten together as that corpse.
Is there any bark or type of leavings on her body like there are the others?
There are.
I can try that, I guess.
So you did first aid. Do awareness for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
18.
I just
17.
rolled a 12 to see if I hear anything, because it's about that time that we might be hearing something coming to town.
Big crunch.
So you notice that there are some bits of bark in the woman's clothing. Yeah. All of this is consistent with what you saw in the house earlier.
Do I hear anything from the direction of the town?
No.
Okay.
Well, do you want to keep following the trail, or do you want to go find
The trail ends
The trail ends.
trail ends here?
with the
With the body.
corpse. Yeah.
Okay.
Anything you two can tell about the body that we are unable to?
Well, with a 27, 26,
Other than what
already been described.
other than what Margot already described to you.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, this checks out.
Yeah, the same as the rest. Nothing.
Other than the Neckers, messing with it.
Yeah.
All right then.
Seems like something dragged us out here as a distraction. At least it seems that way to me.
Well, then we might want to get back to town.
We've got those other houses, I guess, to check.
The sun is beginning to rise. Actually,
Been out late.
So we probably already missed something.
Yes, because we were fighting things that we didn't get paid to fight.
Oh, you got
you
paid.
got a
Thank
crown. You got one crown.
You were technically paid.
The best kind of pay.
Let's head back in town and see if.
Look, just think of it this way. You're getting paid to get to the end of this. This happened to be along that way. So you are technically getting paid for this.
I think this was a big fucking detour.
Yes.
So, I'll start heading back into town and looking for more houses with the same fucked up doors, basically.
And just generally paying attention if we hear any parents.
Witcher! Help!
When we kill those parents, we're listening to the
Yes.
parents that are wailing.
It's Ashburg after the Nilfgaardians have gone through. Everyone's kind of at a low level wail, if not.
I feel like it's a little different if you wake up and your kid's gone.
This fucking sucks. Everything's awful. We don't have plumbing. It fucking sucks.
That's how I felt working at 610.
Okay, so you head back into Ashburg. You see that the streets are fairly empty. There are one or two what look like there's a farmer and a tanner. It looks like they're just sort of exiting their homes, getting ready for the day's work. You don't hear any sort of wailing or gnashing of teeth or anything. It appears to be a quiet, standard morning.
No lamentations.
No lamentations. Yeah. No,
Well, we stopped the kids from disappearing.
Problem solved. Job paid.
Technically correct
Can we see any black ones?
for one day.
Taking a look at the other
That's assuming
houses,
they were taking them every
you see
night.
that sure enough there are two other houses that have that same kind of broken door and frame, and they have already been. They are in a similar state. They are similarly filled with broken furniture and torn fabric and everything like that. But they look like they have been completely abandoned. There's no bodies inside. There's no nothing.
I just don't know if there'd be anything else
Burglars already
to
came
learn from
by.
there.
It doesn't look like all of this looks consistent with the first house that you examined, but there's nothing is catching your eye. It's new or significantly different.
Okay, and there are no new houses.
Not that you can tell.
With their doors fucked up.
I mean, that's good at least.
It is, but we really need to find the houses with children in them and just basically stay there tomorrow night.
We'll go looking.
We have
in the
tuition
day.
with us. They're not going to let us do that.
Sure.
What if you guys steal the children?
I mean,
And
that's
they
Witcher MO. If
Law
We
surprise. Yeah, I guess so.
Or we could, yeah, I know you're right, we could head towards the hills where that body was technically being
Yeah.
dragged towards.
Make some assumptions.
What the hell's what that guy told us to avoid?
No, it was just generally like don't travel.
Don't go off the path.
Or west.
Don't travel west, otherwise then you'll run into the Nilfgaardian scouts, and they'll take you to the Crucible, and you'll be hot molten lead will be poured down your throat,
Bad day.
which would be bad.
We'll
You'll be
check it
dead.
out.
Which would be bad.
I mean, we have a whole
Saphira,
day.
do
We
you have
can go
any
up
sort
there.
of means of divination?
I have
What's-
telepathy.
Which button do you push to make the red little scent appear to follow the monster?
that's the
You don't do
Witcher
this.
Which button do they push to do that?
How exactly does that work? Do you need to know the person you're communicating with? Is there some way in which perhaps we could find a
Maybe-
parent who has lost a child and you could learn enough about that child to communicate with them?
Most of the people who have lost children have been crushed.
Well, maybe we get lucky and find one that isn't crushed.
One subject for the duration of the spell.
Well, we just did. She
Within
was just
10
dead in
meters.
another way.
No, she was
She was
crushed.
crushed.
No,
She
she
was
was
similarly
crushed.
beaten to death.
No, it has to be the
Posthumously
specific person that I
eaten by
designate.
neckers, though.
All right.
So,
I can use it to listen in on people's thoughts.
immediate plans?
I would look to the Witchers. If we go up the hill, would you guys have anything to let us know if
I'm
we're
thinking
close
of
to
swapping it out
something?
for something else though, because
I have my voice.
like it's a stealth spell.
No.
But I
Would you be able
can't
to
cast
sense if the
stealthily,
creature
so-
was?
yeah,
About-
that's fair.
Well, I mean, I can probably see them and smell them, hear them better than you can, but
I mean, if you don't have a good plan, I'll just head into town, try to sell my wares, and see what people are talking about.
Well, I think if we could follow the trail further up the mountains with
Will
the
the two Witchers give me awareness rolls again, please?
cool.
That looks good.
20.
You're using your scent tracking for this.
19.
26.
Okay, so the two of you recall that in the midst of that battle, other than the smell of the woman's corpse and the neckers being pretty handily mutilated, you also caught whiff of what smelled like troll.
Of course.
I smell
Because of the
salt.
mix of odors, especially complicated by the fact that this close to the village you're still smelling sort of Nilfgaardian war machine fumes, so to speak. You're unable to determine exactly what kind of troll it is, but it's definitely a troll.
But trolls are considered, like, in the ogre category?
I think so. Ogreoid?
Ogre?
I think so, yeah.
The fun
Okay.
words they come up with.
So I'm going to apply some ogreoid oil.
Okay.
It's like ogrid.
Ogrid.
I don't know.
Ogroid or something? I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Do they
Troll
require
oil.
silver?
Troil?
Yeah.
I think they require
Troll oil?
silver.
It's the
Troll
cousin.
oil?
I think.
The
I
cousin
think
of
it's
truffle
silver
oil.
and fire.
Similarly disgusting, I'm sure.
So I think it's...
Might be good to make a roll.
Yeah, let's make some troll rolls.
Oh, for monster lore for trolls?
Or as we call them, trolls.
21.
21.
For trolls. Okay. So you both got above 20, is that right?
I got 20.
Okay. So, you know that commonly, if you're going to run into a troll, it's probably a rock troll. I mean, those are the most sort of common
In this
types
area.
of trolls in the north. You know that, so you've got cave trolls, rock trolls, and ice trolls. In this particular area, we're talking about rock trolls more often than not, but most people, like the average person, understands cave trolls. Rock trolls and ice trolls do behave slightly differently. The trolls are about as smart as like a young child, probably a child of like 8 or something,
So
maybe
just
younger.
Playmates.
And they remain that way their entire life, so they've got that limited intelligence. They love alcohol. Takes a lot of it to get them drunk, obviously, because they're huge.
Yes.
They're around 2 meters high, and they usually weigh about 150 kilograms.
That's very light
Only
for what
2
I'm
meters.
expecting. Only weigh like 350
Hold
pounds or
on.
so.
Yeah, their
For
height's
us Americans.
around 2 meters, which should be about
Like
6
6
feet.
feet.
Yeah.
That's also short. Well,
Still.
6, 4, 6.
Yeah, 6.5 feet.
You know that they've got tremendously powerful punches that can dent plate armor, crack shields, and they're very accurate about lobbing boulders at great distances. You're going to want to, in terms of like tactics, to get in close so that they don't take
Throw.
advantage of the boulder throwing.
Well, it's a good thing we have mages and archers in our party.
Mm-hmm.
Rock trolls are smaller in stature than cave trolls generally. They're incredibly heavy. They've got that ridge
That
of
back.
rock on their back that is kind of like a natural shield. So that means you have to face them head on, and it basically you're looking at avoiding their great strength and their ability to grab and pound to try to get away.
Are they silver required or?
All-growth oil works on them. Silver will be effective against them, yeah. Otherwise, they will take half damage from
Okay.
standard piercing, bludgeoning, and slash.
I've applied that to my silver
Yeah.
blade.
Any ideas where we would find a troll from that roll?
Well, I mean, true
Probably where
to
those bodies
true to
are.
fairy tale, I mean, they hang around bridges. Sometimes they're hired by towns to maintain them, or to work as guards or toll collectors. Mostly because they just pay them in alcohol, and they don't have to worry about them complaining. You also know that, obviously, despite being rock trolls, they can also inhabit sort of caves and caverns. So you're looking at mostly with the town of Ashburg in particular. If you're finding a troll, it's probably in the wilderness nearby.
So should we ask about nearby caves and caverns?
Maybe.
Did you guys
I'll
make us
start
aware of
looking
this?
now.
Okay. We're going to stop there.
Good point to pause.